son, where'd you find this?
Buckle up, buttercups. It's time to get down to business. It's the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. Totally legit. Now, here are your hosts, Clint and James.
Oh, we did it. We're back. It's the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. We're back. It's your host, Clint and James. We're high def.
We've gotten some new gear lately. I know you just upgraded. I just upgraded my little interface here. Thank you.
Waves of upgrades here, buddy.
Woo. Next level shit.
Yeah.
Podcasting Hall of Fame, watch out. We're coming for you.
Yeah. We're coming for you.
Dude, what's been going on, man? How was your week?
God.
Are you feeling energized?
As of a few moments ago, yes. The past week has been crazy. I understand and fully embrace that change is a part of life. It is the only guarantee.
It's the only truth.
Yeah, it's that is the nature of existence. Is change
and death.
Yeah,
that's all you get.
Which is just a change of state. Again, it's just a change of state. So I try to embrace it, but there's a couple things that I just can't embrace peacefully under any scenario. Never have been able to ever.
Never been good at changing your underwear, have you?
No. I don't like to change my underwear, especially after a while. It develops a sort of static cling that you just can't get. It's not like the dryer. It's like maybe it's not static. Maybe it's like fungus, but it clings to your skin in a tight way. And on cold days, it really makes a difference. It helps with hemorrhoids.
Health tips with James.
Yeah, health tips with James. We're doing it. One of the things I really don't like doing, and I've never been able to do peacefully, is upgrade technology. It's always upsetting to me and unsettling because I'm stepping into the void. I'm moving from something that I know works into an unknown territory where shit might not work. And with the amount of times I've had to fucking do this, shit doesn't work. It just doesn't work after, even hours of fucking poking and prodding and you're
a professional. Like you do like
I have to
audio things for a living
all the time. And the only reason I have become good at making things work is because I've spent so many damn hours trying to make things work. So the upgrade that I had to do was a pretty involved upgrade. It required many layers of production and preparation, and there was a good week or two where I didn't have my system, and I need my system. I have so many different things that I need to have the ability to work on at any moment that when it was down, it's just like I felt like the floor was not beneath me. But now we're here. We're here. And today was the first day, moments ago, in fact, Clint.
Yeah.
Where I feel that everything, apart from like the random minutia settings on here, everything's working. And I got to tell you, I didn't realize how precariously balanced on the edge I was with the old computer.
You got all the old ducks in a row, huh?
I had to. It was overdue, but I had to.
No Wi-Fi, no peace. That's what I always say. Definitely,
dude. But yeah, that's about it. I'm happy to be done with that. And I know you just went through an upgrade, but
mine was easy.
Yeah, it wasn't anywhere near as ridiculous as what I had to do.
I'm like a what they would call a Luddite when it comes to technology stuff. I'm not super terrible. Like I can, run Instagram and do some simple little things like that. But yeah, all I had to do for this interface was literally plug and play. So that's all I need.
Isn't it nice when shit just fucking works?
Yeah. I plugged
Isn't
it in,
that
I
great?
turned it up, and then you said, that sounds great. I said, all right. Yeah, I don't know. That shit's super fucking frustrating. Like, it's like, honestly, that's why I never got into like audio engineering. Like now, like in the last few years, I've been able to sit down and like kind of get technical enough to figure out like new programs, and like basically I can just record demos for myself and things like that. But dude, I would get so frustrated, especially with like the way like the YouTube algorithm is now. Because I could used to, if I didn't know how to do something, just type it in and say, how do I do X like niche thing? And then like 2 or 3 videos would pop up that would be kind of in the vein, but I could piece it together what I needed to do from the one with the most or the least annoying voice.
Right. Yeah.
Hello, today we are going to be learning how to plug in Logic in.
Oh, that's very soothing. I want this guy to tell me how to do that.
I like that guy, not like the loud British guy. That guy fucking sucks. I don't know what his tag is, but fuck you, dude.
You just hate British people.
Quit talking in cursive at me and just fucking tell me what the fuck I need to do.
Oh yeah, that's good.
But yeah, dude, no, I've been able to like get that set up, but I would never get to a point where I felt like I knew how to do everything, and I would just get super frustrated trying to like figure shit out. So I just get it done. My brain does not work in the way that a functioning human like yours does. You're an over functioning human.
I wouldn't say I have the average functioning brain at all.
Some would say, yeah, we have
plenty of problems.
We have synapses that misfire at any given moment. So
you never know what's going to happen.
But I'm glad you were able to get your technology stuff, buddy, because that's good for me. Because you produced James,
you know, look, like, and you know, like this is something I always tell people. Like, you know, I'm always down to teach anybody anything. If they express an interest in something that I know, I'll happily explain to you how to do it. But there's just certain things that you don't need to know how to do, especially even in school. You didn't go for music production. You went for business. And that's what you do. You do the logistic side of managing music in a million different scenarios. But you don't need to know the subtleties of every goddamn, you know, mix theory or, you know, whatever. It's not something that's relevant to you. Just being able to record does make sense. A lot of my friends who do music, a lot of our buddies, anyone that has said that, I've been able to at least show them the core concepts. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not a hard thing to record music. The higher order shit of mixing it and balancing it and preparing it for digital delivery, that's some nerdy shit that's only relevant to somebody like me who wants to participate in that part of the process. I fucking hate the logistics of the music business part of it. And that's why you and I can balance each other out, right? You know what I mean? Like, not
to say I don't hate it too, but I just understand it. So
you're also, and you're an expert communicator. Like, you can deal with people. There's a level of tolerance that you have that I do not, and there's a reason they need to keep me in the back room. But it's just not relevant for everyone to know every single fucking thing, and in your scenario, the equivalent would be like if your computer died, if you lost your phone, if you lost the ability to continue the management, that would be the floor would be out from under you. You'd be totally exposed. So yeah, it does benefit you having my shit together, but it's supposed to be that way.
We just had someone enter the chat and ask what we're talking about. I don't fucking know.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Aloromati, what are you guys talking about? Well, we're just talking about a bunch of stuff. Clint, actually, we were talking right before. I don't know if you're going to find this interesting at all. Clint, you were saying you tried to microdose, but accidentally just dosed? Go on, tell me about that.
Well, sometimes you figure out a remedy or a path of self-medication that works for you. And I have figured out that psilocybin mushrooms in some very small doses work for me during times of great stress and anxiety, helps kind of just keep me centered. You feel the earth a little bit, right? And I ended up getting in touch with somebody, and I was able to secure the bag, right? Huh. And they were like, yeah, it should be like nice micro for you. I know what you like to do. It should be fine. So I tested it, and was not a microdose. So
it was a full-on dose, huh?
It definitely wasn't like the full, like I didn't have the floor leave me like you did when you're dealing with your computer issues, but I definitely looked outside and I said, why does that tree look like it's waving at me? And I was like, okay, I should probably stay in for the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's like super fortunate that you noticed that before you went out, because I assume if you were microdosing, you were planning on doing something somewhat normal.
Yeah, I mean, like sitting on the computer doing like getting
you weren't like going to go out anyways, so
no. I mean, not really. I might have like run errands or like gone to the store or something.
Yeah,
but not going to operate a motor vehicle right now.
Yeah, probably smart. Aren't mushrooms legal out there?
No, I don't know. Are they coming for me now?
I highly doubt anyone important is watching this show. So
yeah. Come find me.
They're not searching for micro dosers, unintentional full dosers. I feel
like the Seattle PD should have more important things to worry about than me.
I'm sure they do. I was convinced that it was straight up. I'm convinced. You're damn right they are. They're definitely coming for him. I was convinced that was going to be more sketch, but I'm glad that you turned that around.
No, definitely not sketch. It was just a fun little addition. Who is this person in the chat right now? But thank you for being.
I don't know, but
you are important.
You are important.
You're important.
You're just not going to come after us for talking about tripping on mushrooms. Should hope not.
Anyways. Either way. Been having a good time lately. Just leveling out. Did a little spring cleaning today. You could see if you're on our video, you can see the background. It's spring has sprung, and I got boxes behind me of releases that we have yet to put out and yet to announce that are coming very soon. So very
sick,
very cool.
The next couple months are going to be very interesting. We got some super cool shit.
Yeah, baby. But yeah, we came in today with no real plan. We didn't really have a scam to talk about. We figured we freaked people out enough by actually starting to promote the show that
I got something that could turn into a scam. You want to hear something really funny? This is like metrics, hilarious metrics. Usually TikTok, we don't really get a ton of views. We'll get slight engagement. YouTube, we've been getting like more bigger shit. Clips getting thousands, hundreds and thousands. Last week when we posted the clips, nobody watched them on YouTube, like zero. They say fucking zero. And TikTok was like a strange, crazy engagement. But then I realized it was Tyler Walker, and Tyler Walker probably completely scared off the YouTube algorithm, but the TikTok algorithm loved him. Cool Beans, the clip of him talking about cool beans, people really love it.
Well, dude, that's why it's so strange. Well, and also it's like we never really promote this show on our personal page as much. And I also posted about that show last week too. So that might have helped give it a pop too. Not saying I have a million followers, but you know what I'm saying? Like might have gotten 10 extra people to like check out an episode.
No, definitely. And definitely on the downloads. But it's most people are not interested in listening to us ramble on about shit. Are we taking questions, Clint? You want to take a question? Let's take a question. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's take a question. So for anybody who's listening on Spotify, we do this as a live stream as well. So people can come in on the chat and
this is easier.
Yeah. I don't know who this is, but they're asking a question.
Should be coming in here anytime soon. We'll wait. Anyways, I really they're that is a great question. I have no idea. Oh, okay, cool, great. Just don't arrest us for talking about mushrooms. Really, that's the only thing we're really concerned about.
I've never played Minecraft before, and I don't. I've never played, but if you can kill people in that game, I challenge you.
You can. Yeah, our Minecraft, this is horrible. Like, honestly, we would look way better if we were all 8-bit. I'm telling you. Minecraft is such a strange game. But it's kind of relaxing. I've probably put tens of hours into it and enjoy it. I don't stream it. I don't know why we're coming up in the Minecraft section, but I'm sorry. And you know what? I think you should really write a strongly worded letter to Twitch. It's the block game. Yeah.
I feel like
it's your blocks, everything's a block and you just block the world.
I feel like this person is trolling us, but that's totally fine. But James, so you mentioned that you've put tens of hours into playing Minecraft.
Oh my God. Yeah, tens of hours at least. Yeah.
So why? I've always been confused when people try to build that Second Life game like Sims and stuff. I can never do that.
I hear you.
It's like building your own little world. That's
really
world.
Yeah. There's so little of our lives that we get to have any real control over.
It's control, right?
I have to go to an 8-bit fantasy fucking world to have any type of sense of I'm actually steering the fucking ship here. And even there, I'm not. I die all the time. I'm not a really good gamer. A lot of my friends game and I like hanging out with my friends, but I'm not a good gamer. I can't really keep up with them. Minecraft is low stakes, but surprisingly aggravating. I don't really get angry at video games, but I've definitely that game's made me angry.
Dude, the only game that you and I have ever really played is like Grand Theft Auto, and we'll just play it for like 30 minutes and just try to do the most ridiculous shit that we can, which is, I think, the point of that game. I don't think I've ever actually beat a Grand Theft Auto, and I don't even have like a console now.
Well, what's funny about that, dude, is I didn't really have consoles in my house growing up either. I think the first console I got was when I lived in Tennessee. That was the first one, like Xbox, that I had. And yeah, we watched Blue Planet, or I guess that was on the PS3. Maybe Colton had that. We watched Blue Planet and would just play Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, we would just,
but not the missions. We would just enter the cheat codes, get the craziest shit, and just destroy everything.
Turn on like super gnarly like death metal, and then turn off all the music in the game, and then just try to make shit explode. That's the only control you have, right?
It's the only. They
say video games make people violent, but I don't really know if I subscribe to that. I feel like, in fact, it does the opposite.
It definitely does the opposite. Yeah, I would agree with you there. I don't know if anyone has been it's never just one thing. Like we've talked about this a bunch too. It's always like a bunch of things. I don't know if any game would push somebody over the edge. It would have to be a game plus maybe some trauma, maybe like some unaddressed emotional or mental stuff. I don't know if it's just games. I think games, just like music was in the 90s, like after Columbine and shit, just like music was the scapegoat, I think games kind of became a scapegoat for a while. I also want to say at this point, there's probably been like a decade or 2 decades worth of research to actually come up with a quantifiable answer on that. And I'm going to say that it's probably a resounding no, considering so many people play video games. Very few people go on, killing sprees.
Yeah,
statistically.
What I find like super, super crazy, like when I was in high school, only like nerdy kids played like video games a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't the cool kids. Now it's like the whole football team is playing games together. So it's not just for like subculture.
Yeah, it's not. It really, and a funny thing I think about too, like when we were kids, it was a part of our childhood, but we were still on the cusp of the children that played outside.
We had Nintendo 64 and bikes.
Yeah, that was it. That was the extent of our Technotopia back then, and it was a very simple time. But now, because we've all grown up with them, I don't know if I'm going to know a person who's 35 or 40 who doesn't recreationally play video games. It's just a part. Yeah. You say that now, but who knows? Yeah. Back in my days, for sure. That's definitely what we're getting at here. But, essentially, I think that's a cool thing. I think in a way, it's interesting that as kids, our parents really never understood why we played video games. But as people our age start having families and shit, they have like this strange thing to bond. It's like the new board game. We got bored with 2D tangible. We needed to go into the 3D realm because it's more violent.
I got so bored that I decided to never have children and just do whatever the fuck I want anyway. So it's awesome. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, you're probably going to buy a video game system at some point.
Eventually, yeah. I'll settle
when they
down.
have like Xbox hologram or something.
I'll get like the sad dad like recliner chair that just like makes creaky noises and it's like worn out leather.
And you'll just be like, oh my back.
Let's just do that for the rest of the podcast. Let's just make old man noises.
Hell no. We don't want to be. We're gonna have to do that anyway at some point in our life. Let's not do it when we don't have to. But yeah, video games. It's the same shit. People saying Marilyn Manson caused Columbine. No, he didn't. Those kids had a whole lifetime of trauma, and maybe Marilyn Manson was a piece of that pie, a piece of that puzzle, but he was not the sole contributor to them acting that way. But it's
haven't they figured out too that like when you tell people not to do stuff, it just makes them want to do it more.
Well, definitely.
And publicity.
Most people are reasonable people. Most people are not going to play Grand Theft Auto and think I want to get in an actual car.
I'm going to go in a helicopter and
but to be fair, there are people who have committed crimes who said they thought they were playing a game or it felt just like Grand Theft Auto. That is a thing, but Grand Theft Auto wasn't the only thing that contributed to them doing that. But they said that about everything. They said that about radio. They said that about photographs. They said that about pictures. They're like, don't let them take the picture. It's going to steal your soul. They've said that about every form of media right after it comes out. They blame the next bad thing on that. It's just the scapegoat. And they do that because society doesn't want to do what they should be doing. And that's being accountable.
Yeah, taking accountability.
Being accountable for creating a scenario where that kind of behavior bubbled up.
But I mean, just to be real, I mean, the true scientist, right? Regardless of the negative factors on humanity, like the true scientific mind would keep on exploring whatever it is that's damaging humanity to see what the ultimate effects are. Like, does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's data
like
metrics.
People who are like, let's say like, I know everybody's fussing around about like AI ruining everything and making people lose jobs and all these things like that, right? But I mean, the people who make like Chat GPT and whatever, they have to know these things. And they're like, oh yeah, it's probably not good for people right now, but we have to keep doing it. We're just going to keep pushing it until we see the full extent of our experiments.
I mean, really, that's always been the case, really, but especially in the past 100 years, there's multiple examples of a new technology being discovered and then the boundaries being pushed without the consequences being thought of at all. A lot of people talk shit about like the 5G or the 4G, the abundant microwave energy around here. And I don't think 5G nanobots are going to infect my balls or anything, but it is an observable thing. This is a documented thing that the amount of electromagnetic energy put off or the microwave energy put off of like satellite antennas is dangerous. Humans can't be close to that. In fact, there's been a few situations where homeless people have gone to sleep at the base and have literally been cooked. It cooks you. And that they're around us everywhere. We're being bombarded with microwave energy. Our phones, that's how our phones communicate. Like that's unless you're connected to Wi-Fi, but even then, you're still probably pulling data, and that's what that is. We're constantly surrounded by it. No one thought about that because the convenience of having a phone was too fucking sweet. They couldn't not have the immediate access to information so they could post about fucking cats.
And what was I going to be, that asshole in the 80s with like the phone that's like this big? You know, you have to carry it around. You could only take calls from your car. No, thank you. No, I don't have room for that in my limousine. Okay.
Yeah, none of us do.
Yeah. What if you were allergic to the internet?
I am sure somewhere there's a disease that's like, oh, nice. Thanks, dude. Thanks for stopping by, bub.
Thanks, bub.
Appreciate it. I completely forgot what you just asked. Jesus.
What if people were allergic to Wi-Fi?
Oh, I'm sure there's probably some disease where like you're extra sensitive to like electricity, or it wouldn't surprise me if we started Googling possible diseases and being like, there's people who are allergic to the sun. There's people who are allergic to all sorts of very mundane required life stuff. I don't know. Are you searching right now? Should I search? You want me to search?
I'm trying to search for. I'm trying to search for the stupid that stupid link that we found that was AI generated metalcore bands.
Oh yeah, definitely send that.
Let's see if we can find it. Oh yeah, here we go. Can I share?
No, but I think if you send me the link, actually, you might be able to share. Oh my God, World Health Organization, electromagnetic hypersensitivity, EHS.
Yeah, how common is that? Because even if you're just like lightly allergic, like imagine how much your life would suck if you're allergic to Wi-Fi and like soy and like celiac.
Estimated the prevalence of EHS to be a few individuals per million in the population. Those are pretty good odds. However, a survey of self-help groups yielded much higher estimates. Approximately 10% of reported cases of EHS were considered severe. I guess they're not going to give numbers, but just for scale, there's 400 million people in America, and there's a couple for every million people. That's a shocking amount. Oh, nice. You can share. Fuck yeah.
So... Speaking of weird AI things, so obviously we're super big into metal and everything. Lamb Goat, which is like a big, honestly, it's like the shittiest website on the internet, but I just go because they have metal news. But the comments are just people telling people to kill themselves and just how much their band sucks and stuff. It's really great. It's really uplifting. But they did post this funny thing the other day where they had a bunch of AI generated metalcore bands. So none of these people are real, and they had AI just make metalcore bands just based off of a bunch of pictures that they were fed.
It's goddamn brilliant.
It's the most ridiculous shit in the world. And like, look at their shirts and everything. Like it's
perfect. It's perfect. You know, this is like I know you shit on AI, but this is incredible. Did you see the Trump getting arrested AI generated photos?
No, dude, nothing's real anymore.
Did you see them though?
No.
Oh my God, dude. Nothing is real. We've crossed the lexicon, but we crossed the lexicon a long time ago, dude. I feel like everyone is just now taking notice that shit is as strange as it is. And we crossed that lexicon somewhere in the 90s. Like there was before we got to 2000, we stepped into an era where the information we think was true really started to degrade. And we only really started noticing it a decade later when we're like, this is bullshit. I know that's not what happened. I can clearly see that's not what happened. But you're presenting it to me in a way that.
But here's the fucked up part of why I don't think we're ready for that yet, because there's still a large amount of people in the world who feel like they have something to gain because somebody else loses something. And I don't necessarily think that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people get enjoyment out of watching other people be made a fool of, or you know, just get fucking killed on the internet, or do, you know, whatever. So like, that's why I feel like we're not ready for that yet.
Of course, would we ever be ready for it is the question. Were we ready for the internet? Clearly not.
I was.
You know?
I was born for it.
Were you?
Yeah.
You know, are we ready for any of those things? No. I mean, really the scary part is technology, even really up to the 80s, was pretty steady. Like, there weren't any crazy mind-blowing developments. Now,
I don't know, man, the CD player. Woo!
That was one, but there wasn't many. There wasn't many. Before that, the wax record. 8-track, excuse me, maybe 8-track or a magnetic tape.
Oh yeah.
Those were advances in technology that were 20, 30 years between it. It's like, you know, like a thing came out and it was the thing for a very long time. Somewhere around the 90s, the technological logarithmic scale really ramped up, and every year the scale of the innovations changed, but the frequency of them changed too. Like, in this past year, there's already been an insane amount of scientific and technological breakthroughs. This is the nature. We live in a logarithmic time, in the sense that everything happens exponentially now because of the abundance of technology and our dependence on the technology. It spreads by not only convenience, but also necessity at this point, because we base so much of our life around the technology. I have to show you this though, because it's so stupid. I need to hang on a second. Oh my fucking God. Hang on. Here we go. Oh my God. Okay. So
fails us again, dude.
Yeah, I guess. No, here. I fixed it.
We're just gotta go outside, take our shirts off.
Oh my God. I guess I do have to share it. I'm gonna jeez, I can't even send you.
I'm gonna go outside, take my shirt off, scream at the sun, and stand in some grass.
Yeah, definitely. That seems like a really reasonable human thing to do. I don't know if you can share that.
No, I see it.
Just pop that up there so everyone else. Oh, excuse me. No one else can see it, but those are amazing. That's amazing to me. And I get that it is scary. There's some parts of it that are scary, but you have to also think about it like this. Like that's incredible. That's incredible that it's able to intuit based off of previous data. Those are solid. Those look so realistic. It's crazy.
Yeah, but dude, honestly, I I don't want to talk about politics and I hate it, but like that motherfucker's never getting arrested, dude. It's fine.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that the AI shit is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's insane. You can literally make your own metalcore band.
I don't know if you've watched any of the videos about Unreal Engine. I don't know if you even know what Unreal Engine is.
No. Too good.
Unreal Engine is a game engine. It's where it's like the world in which you build a game. It controls all the assets that comprise your game and the physics that comprise the gameplay. It's how you design games. A lot of people use Unreal. There's other engines, but a lot of people use Unreal. Okay. They just came out. Well, they didn't just come out with this, but they have begun innovating procedurally generated. Let me see if I can find this video. But basically, what that means is in games, so that you don't have to load everything and have the system be bogged down by running this entire landscape when your character's in like this one small area. Procedural generation allows the environment to generate as the character finds their way there.
Right.
And it saves a shit ton on processing.
Yeah. Totally.
And
then you don't have to have the whole map open. Yeah.
and it's responsive, like, depending on what that character has done, depending on what things may have changed in the meantime, weather. It's just crazy. So they just came out with this new thing. Unreal 5. So
that shit always sends me down a hole, though, because then it just makes me think of the possibility that this is all just a simulation.
I mean, we're approaching the singularity. Oh my God, I can't share this. I'm gonna have to share this screen with you again. There's I can't remember. I think it was Kurzweil, the guy who did the keyboards, and the mathematician, the Wunderkind.
It's not going to let me share my audio, by the way, so this is going to be useless.
That's fine. We don't need to listen to it. You just need to see it, and it's very short. Well, this is showing it's 37 minutes, but we can watch literally 5 seconds of it, and it'll give you an idea of what this shit can do. Skip ahead. Keep going. Maybe this isn't the video. Keep going. All right, we're getting closer here. Keep going. Maybe keep going.
See what I mean? YouTube sucks. Get out of here.
Oh, this son of a bitch. He billed it as one video, and it turns out it's not at all.
It's kind of like how some podcasters will go on and then they'll try to do, they'll just show up on the Minecraft channel and just really wreck some.
Yeah, what assholes?
By talking about accidentally macro dusting mushrooms.
What assholes would do that? All right, I sent you probably a better link. And let me tell you what spot. This is just crazy. I need to show you this for the sake of. Skip to 3 minutes and 55 seconds.
All right, so we got a world here.
The computer just did all that. Now, I'm sure you don't know anything about the subtleties of visual effects and visual art for games and.
No, truly,
Neither did I. The only reason I know about it is because I've got Cullen, my buddy Cullen, who's super wizard at this shit. You see, it changes. So this would take a very long time for an artist to build, because you have to do every single detail
right
yourself. What this AI tool will let you do now is procedurally generate all the foliage, all the details to the image.
And as you move something, it'll adjust the shadow.
It'll adjust.
Yeah.
That's wild. Dude, the beyond the shadow, like the subtleties of the texture on the thing. If you move it, it'll reform the bushes to contour the way bushes like that would in real life. That unlocks the potential for visual artists to do shit that we've never even thought of yet. And it again, it's what I said before about AI shit. It's not going to be this thing that controls our life. What AI is practically going to be used for is going to be to reduce the amounts of clicks that somebody has had to make doing something like that. That is a labor-intensive process. Totally. And the streamlining of any of those processes greatly benefits that artist's wrist, but it also enables them to focus their brain energy. They would have spent 10 hours working on that, and now they spend 10 seconds. Imagine what they can do now that they don't have to. They let the computer do the abstract application of
But how
detail.
many people with fake ass kind of just stupid jobs like that are going to get lost because they just don't need to have 5 developers on. They can just hire 2.
Well, no, this is the thing. you still need people who know how to use this shit. And it's super niche. And it's very dense. Like, I've poked around a little bit with Unreal. It makes Pro Tools look like a goddamn single function app on my phone.
Oh yeah, because it's like 3-dimensional. You're dealing,
dude. You
just learned in the last like probably decade how to make a 3-dimensional space for sound. Imagine sound and video.
No, dude.
4-dimension.
Speaking of that, no, I had never messed around with 3D sound until an hour and a half ago. And one of the big reasons for my upgrade.
You texted me and told me you believe in God now.
This was the most, honestly, this was the most spiritual experience I've ever had. That's why I'm not wearing my stupid glasses, because I openly wept when I heard Dolby Atmos audio. It was the most profound experience I've ever had listening to anything. And I've listened to a lot of fucking things. And it was, for hundreds of years, thousands of years, people have listened to music. And with this shit, now you experience it.
You sound like every Tool fan.
Copyright, trademark, Dolby.
You sound like every Tool fan.
I'm wearing Danny Carey's personal brand shirt.
Fucking gross. I listened to Tool and spatial audio, and then I learned how to make video. I didn't listen to Tool because they didn't have that when Tool did their last record. So this is what I mean to say. In the same way that a lot of these AI visual things are going to change the quality of the content that we consume visually, spatial audio is going to change how you listen to music. Like, I'm telling you this right now. I want to hear some fucking Deftones in Atmos. It changes the fucking game. You know the loudness wars, that thing that we talk about all the time, loudness wars? Totally. We have to compress everything, and all the differences in digital loudness is causing everyone to just kind of squash everything into this box that just scales up or down 1-to-1 in a really trashy, boxy, flat, transparent way. Dolby Atmos, you don't need to do that. It creates a 3-dimensional box around your head that, like, I was just doing some very simple tests. I just imported audio stems that I had from another session, no processing. And I found that I needed virtually no processing to get it as loud as I had it in my session with all the processing. And the reason for that is I now have a space. I have a space so that when I pan things, it's not across just an X axis. Right.
I can put it here, or I can put it, like, actually put it here. Typically, like when you're mixing in just normal stereo, you get the effect of something moving away or coming closer to you by adjusting the volume, making it louder or quieter. But it never went past your eyeballs. Like, this is where it stopped.
Right.
Stopped at your ears. That's it. It's not going past that. This shit, you can put it right behind your head.
You can have like creepy people whispering.
Whispering. Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah,
and the dynamic nature of this 3D space allows you to not only regain a lot of the dynamics that we lose by constraining things into a tiny stereo box, but it's just crazy when you hear things coming from behind you. It's I'm sure there's probably some scientific evidence to back that up. It's like a developed thing, an evolutionary developed thing to,
like, your senses.
Be wary of shit behind you, right? Like the hairs on my neck kept standing up because you're not used to hearing shit. It's not with music anyways, and definitely not with headphones. When you're wearing headphones, you're not expecting it. But Spotify and Apple Music just said, I guess a week ago, that they're not going to accept any more mixes in stereo. It has to be mixed in Dolby Atmos.
Starting when?
Starting ASAP. And it already has begun. A lot of new TVs even are already built with Atmos capabilities. Amazon, the same thing. They're going all Atmos. It's over. Stereo is done. And this is what I'm trying to say to you. This is a monumental shift. the last time something like this happened, we got stereo.
Yeah.
We went from mono to stereo. That's the kind of game changer this is. For thousands of years, people listened to music. And just now, people can fucking... I want to hear everything. Everything sounds better because there's more space for it. Like even metal. Metal is going to sound better because you're not trying to cram all these heavy, loud sources of sound into this tiny little box.
Right.
You've got all this space to play with. Everything can have a little bit more room. Everything doesn't have to be compressed as much because it has space around it. It's not stepping on the toes of anything else. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that, though, because we have records coming out and I need to make sure I don't need to get them all remixed.
Yeah, I mean, really. Well, ultimately, here's the thing. There's always still going to be the component for stereo mixes because the only way, it's of my understanding right now, the only way for you to have an Atmos experience is by having something that was mixed in Atmos and played by a device that can play an Atmos mix. So at least for the next couple years, there will still be the necessity, and especially for any tape we do, we're still going to have to do stereo mixes.
Totally.
We're going to have to, we'll process the entire record the same way we would, except for when it comes to the mastering chain, it kind of splits off. There will be the stereo master for tangible distribution, and then there will be the digital master, which I guess now will be Atmos, except for maybe Bandcamp. Bandcamp, we'd probably still upload stereo, but it won't shock me if they make it a thing for you to upload Atmos files. It's a whole different,
you hear that, everybody? This isn't the Sony mini disc player, okay? This one's going to stick around, all right? This is the real deal.
This one's real. Well, I mean,
deal.
And to be fair, like Dolby did the same thing when they came up with surround sound 5.1. They changed the game when they did that, and this is a step beyond that, dude. Seriously, it is the most engaged listening. I want to hear Deftones. I want to hear some fucking old school country music. I bet you that shit would sound crazy. Like hearing just the detail of the instruments. You probably start hearing shit based on where the microphones were placed in the room, like people scuffling their feet. It's fucking crazy, especially on the older recordings because they're only usually a couple tracks anyways.
And it's just literally everybody crammed in a room.
Yeah, no, that was it. And they pressed record and it was like that one sounded the best, so it's going on the record. But you know, I think they'll probably move backwards. They'll probably start working on shit that has a digital component that's easier to transfer. But anyway, this is why I wanted to do all this shit. I wanted to get the technology up to speed so that we could be fucking prepared
James,
for this.
You're always one step ahead, bud.
It's because I'm a decided futurist, all right? I'm a decided futurist. I love technology. It does not scare me at all. People's stupidity scares me. The people who are in control, the people who are using it, their stupidity scares me. The technology doesn't scare me. Guns don't kill people. Glassjaw kills people. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm just a positively aggressive nihilist. I'm just gonna stay happy and just fuck it all. That's fine.
It is okay to be that way. It is okay to be that way. And there's nothing we can do about it. Even if you and I committed our entire lives, all the time that we had to making this world a better place, wouldn't do a fucking thing. Wouldn't change a fucking thing.
Hey,
there's nothing we can do to reverse the level of fucked in this world right now.
I make the world a better place every day. I don't know about you.
I'm not saying you don't try. I'm just saying that if we spent all of our time and life doing it, we would rob ourselves of the valuable experiences of enjoying life. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, sometimes you got to accidentally take a little bit too much mushroom
and
go on a trip.
And then experience Tool in ways that no human has ever experienced Tool before.
Yeah. For thousands of years, people have listened to Tool. Now people experience it. But that's why I'm not scared of the technology, because ultimately I understand the benefit. And people said the same shit about everything. People said pictures were gonna steal your soul.
They weren't wrong.
How stupid is that, though?
Is your soul still intact? That's my question.
Bro, it's not because of the pictures. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not because of the pictures. My soul is fucked. It's not because of the pictures. Pictures didn't do that.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah,
I don't know.
hear it.
So I don't know how real this is, right? I don't know how real souls are, whatever. I sold my soul when I was 14 years old. Maybe, no, 15.
Sick.
Sold my soul to a girl. I'll just say her first name. Her real first name was Zelda. So I wrote Clint G's soul on a piece of paper. She gave me my first look at real human boobs and a half a pack of Camel Light cigarettes.
Damn. All right.
Worth it.
Wow, you did it.
So I don't really know about all this soul business you got going on over here, but Zelda, if you're listening, I'd like my soul back, please. Thank you.
She's not giving it back.
No, that's long gone.
She's not giving it back. Yeah, she's definitely not giving it back. Especially when she finds out what you've done.
Jesus
but
Christ. I can't wait to experience hell in full spatial.
I'm telling you,
audio.
It's gonna completely. Dude, I'm already thinking. I'm already excited about music I haven't even made yet. It's crazy.
We're gonna make the most ridiculous fucking death metal shit ever now.
Yeah.
It's on.
This is I had heard a couple Atmos mixes and they were cool. Like they really did it for me, but I didn't know those songs. After listening to songs that I know, songs that I have, pieced together over a long period of time, hearing them in 3D, that was the moment where it was like, oh my God, the possibilities are endless. And again, like the net benefit to metal is that shit is gonna sound less compressed. It's gonna sound more aggressive.
Which is my main issue with a lot of modern metal stuff. Is because the band's
it's squeezed.
Live, it's so sick, but everything's just so
it's squeezed on the record, and that's because that's a constriction of the medium. Whether it's going to CD, tape, or digital, it's a constriction of in order to make it play nice in this format, here's what we have to do. But now that changes. Like I cannot wait to listen to metal records and actually be able to hear both guitar players discreetly and what the bass player is doing. I can't fucking wait for that. I can't wait to be able to hear some heavily processed and programmed drum set that doesn't sound real at all in the place of real drums. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. And even the samples, people used to shit on drum samples. Those sound really fucking good now. And to be honest with you, it's a whole lot easier. We wouldn't have been able to get drums on there's plenty of records that I wouldn't have been able to get drums on if we didn't have the ability to not only program drums, but have good samples to be triggered. And that it gets better every year and faster every year. And this will, who knows what possibilities this will open up. But I don't know. The future doesn't scare me at all. The technology doesn't scare me. It's the same thing with concepts like religion or the government. They don't scare me. Those things don't scare. Those things don't harm anybody on paper. Conceptually, those things are great ideas. But the people who fucking run them, the people who fucking run them are the problem. The people is what I have the problem with. It's not the technology. The technology is amazing. It could help us do amazing shit. The people are the fucking problem. Like right now, we have technology. We could probably figure out a way to end unnecessary starvation deaths in America, at least. We probably have a way to provide low cost and reasonable biodegradable housing for anybody in this country. We actually have the technology and the resources to do those things now. But the people that are in control of those things don't want to give it away for free. Energy is the same thing, especially with how we harness our energy. A lot of that shit, we just pull it straight from the water or the wind or the sun.
Right.
But the people that run those companies don't want to give it away for free.
Well, I know we're getting off on a whole different tangent now. So
I'll stop shitting on the people. All I'm saying is that
everybody that tunes into this podcast to hear James yell at me about conspiracy theories is fucking loving this episode so much.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really driving the freak home, the freak flag home tonight for sure.
Yo, let's especially since we didn't have a real like crazy long topic, let's cut today a little bit short and let's get away.
You fucking got something better to do, buddy?
I need to get away from the screen. All this technology talk is fucking driving me insane.
Prison of screens. We live in the prison of screens.
I'm gonna go touch some grass and take my shirt off and yell at the sun and think about Minecraft and why it's still in my life.
And maybe accidentally eat too much mushrooms.
Definitely. On purpose.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for the one guy who stopped by to say hey. Cheers.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Okay, bye.
This has been the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. With your hosts, Clint G and James Oliva. Executive producers, Clint G and James Oliva. That's obnoxious. Sound design, mix, and master by James Oliva. Literally no one cares. For more Totally Legitimate Business, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Totally Legitimate Business or add us on TikTok at TLB Pod. Thank you for listening. Now get back to work. Move it along, buddy.